Hello everyone, I'm Colleen and today I'm finally going to be doing my very late May wrap-up. I know, it's almost the end of June and I'm only going to be filming my May wrap-up now. But I don't even have a good excuse. Like, May was a very weird month for me. It was the last month of school and I had to study and I didn't really study and I should have read books, but I did nothing at all. So because I did nothing at all, I only read 4 books altogether, which, you know, I could have done better. But anyway, let's get started with the first book that I read. The first book that I read in May was 521 by Holly Bodger, and I would like to thank Natalie and for the publisher for providing me a digital copy of this book, and I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This takes place in a futuristic dystopian world in India, and it's not really the future-ish, it's only like a few years. I can't remember how many years, let me see. It takes place in the year 2054, so not too far away, still kind of there, but basically it is set in India where the women have decided to make their own town, and in that town it is where women are more important than men. Because there is a low ratio of women, there are 5 men to 1 girl. Basically, the 5 men are randomly picked, and when the girl comes of age, the 5 men have to compete to get that girl, even if they don't love that girl. But then we follow 2 people who do not want to get married at all, and they basically, over the course of 3 days, they kind of try to find their way onto not getting married, I guess. And I think this is written really interestingly because one is written in prose and the other one is written in a poetic way. Because in one of the perspectives, I can't remember whose, but like some of the words are like written in the images, or I don't know how to explain it. But basically if the word down was written, the word down would be like written downwards, so it would have the same look as to what the word is. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope there's going to be a sequel. Next, I read a play along with my class, and it's translations by Brian Friel. I'm not too sure how to say his last name, I'm so sorry. But this is a really short play, and we got this over with in just a month. Less than a month actually. Basically this is a play back when Ireland used to speak English, and this was the time when the English were trying to anglicize the Irish and also change the name of the counties and make them speak English instead of Irish. And the most interesting thing about this book is that it's written in English, but the characters are meant to be speaking in Irish, so that was a really good take and I loved the idea of it. My teacher gave us a really cool fact about it. Basically some of the scenes in Love Actually was inspired by some of the scenes in translations, and that was really fun to watch. We've watched a bit of clips in Love Actually, which I did not really enjoy that movie. It was uncomfortable to watch, but yeah. That was a really good fact anyway. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I wish it was a little bit longer and I definitely enjoyed some of the characters. The second last book that I read was Alien Love by Stan Scott. I honestly couldn't tell you what this book is really about because I forgot. I disliked this book. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars because it's a sci-fi, new adult, but I just wish I didn't like how it was written. I felt like it was more telling than showing, and I didn't really like it. I know that this was an e-arc, but there was a huge spelling mistake that just ruined it for me. Like, I guess it was meant to be like a really serious scene, and basically that one spelling mistake ruined it for me. I just couldn't stop laughing at it. Basically the man was like, oh, I guess this girl was faking her organisms. Organisms! It wasn't meant to be organisms. But yeah, it was hilarious. But anyway, to me, kind of like inspired by some conspiracy theories, which I found really interesting. It was basically like some of the aliens, the bad aliens, were working with the government and all that stuff, but I just can't really remember most of the things that happened here, and I was really kind of disappointed. Oh well. And last but not least, I read a comic to make myself feel like I read a good amount of books, which only made it up to 4. But anyway, I read Miss Marvel No Normal by Wilson and Alfona. I have no idea what their first names are. But yeah, I heard a lot of great hype about this book, so I picked it up from the library because, you know, comics are expensive and so are books. But these are like really short. I guess the artwork was fine. I felt like it wasn't very consistent. Like some of the things that happened to the characters or what she said I could relate to. I'd be like, yep, yeah, me. Was it worth the hype? I guess so. It's just that I'm not a huge comic fan, and this only took me a few hours to finish, like an hour and a half or something. I kind of got bored. I don't know why. That usually happens whenever I'm almost finished a book or a comic. That's when the time is when I almost give up on it because I'm bored because I'm almost finished it. I don't know why I'm like that. If anyone's like that, tell me. I'd love to know. I think I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's basically about a girl who is American Indian and she is trying to find out who she is and she doesn't really know how to fit in. And then one day she becomes a superhero and all the great stuff happens. So yeah, I can't wait to read the second one and I hope it gets even better. So yeah. 3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, those were all the books I read in May, and for my Catty-tastic TBR jar challenge, my challenge was to read a new to you author. So all the 4 books that I mentioned here, they were new to me. I have never read a book by them, but now I have. And also for my June TBR jar challenge, my challenge is to read the last book in a series or a trilogy, and I still haven't done that, so I should really do that soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure to like, comment, or whatever you want, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! And this was a time when the English were anglicizing. There are 5 men to 1